I got the camera on 120 frames per second. Hopefully it'll sync better.
Okay.
How you want to start? How you want me to start this? We were saying something. You said
you want to tell us the story about you said when you had good things they got taken away at school.
No, all right. I know what I said. I basically like long story short. I always feel like my happiness is always fleeting.
Yeah.
Cause I was thinking about the one of the best times I was like really happy with school and doing like really good. I was like blooming like I was a geranium, my nigga. That's one of my favorite flowers.
Geranium. Really okay, look at you doing flowers.
Just one. I was doing really good in school. It was a school in Detroit. It was called Heirs of the Promise. So it was a church. It was a school through my church.
Okay.
And so once I graduated 5th grade, I went to Lessinger in middle school. Shout out to Lessinger. And I went to Lessinger for my 6th grade year. My mom had pulled me out and I went to Heirs of the Promise. So Heirs of the Promise was like, we're gonna keep giving you information until like like whatever. So I was doing like I'm gonna say 8th or 9th grade. Not 9th grade, I'm not gonna lie. I was doing like 10th grade, like math. Too much.
Don't think about it. What grade were you in?
I was in like 7th grade.
That's not that impractical.
10th grade math?
Some kids are really smart.
What you gonna say next? Go ahead and say something crazy.
I said some kids are really smart.
No, that's
you ain't one of them kids. No, I'm playing. You was probably one of them kids. I can see you being a smart kid.
No, I was really good in math.
Smart ass kid.
I was really good in math though. So basically, it just kept feeding you information. So like, if you master like a subject or a topic, they give you more.
Because you had took freshman math 3 times.
No, I didn't. Freshman math though is crazy.
3 times?
No. I see what you're doing. It's crazy. It's cool though. But I was thinking about how like I remember enjoying that so much, and then like one time like we didn't make tuition, so we couldn't do it no more.
Oh damn! Oh, it was a private school. Yeah, usually the religious schools are private.
And school was small too. It was only like I want to say 30 of us. That's including like all the kids that were like in the upper grades, and including the kids that was like in
Wait, there was 30. Is this a legit school?
Technically, it wasn't.
I'm gonna say, nigga, not with no 30 kids. No.
Technically, it wasn't. Technically, it wasn't.
No. How? Wait, no. 30 kids as a total in a school.
What you want me to tell you, bro?
Our church is. Was you at?
This church is small too.
So it was all in the church.
Yeah.
So yo, that's not a school.
It was my school, nigga. Say something else about it. Don't go scrap. Yeah, what's up with you, nigga?
Look it up. What's it called?
No, you ain't gonna find it.
Yeah, no, that's not even accredited, bro.
It probably wasn't.
It probably okay. No,
bro, that's like some of my best learning, bro. I put that in my life.
I can see that because you had smaller classes too.
Smaller classes. I had one-on-one. I had a teacher named Mr. Lopez. I know his first name too.
Man.
And like, it was dope to always have someone I can actually talk to. Like, hey, like I'm not understanding this. Yeah, I loved it, bro. I love this shit a lot.
That's like I feel like Montessori schools are like that. But I could be
they're not.
I don't know.
Oh shit!
I really don't know. I thought that was Montessori, but I could be really wrong.
And I remember I went.
No, because we have Montessori school and it's not small like that.
I went to Ann Arbor Trail my 8th grade year, and I was like, damn, like going back to I didn't like it. Going back to public school went the business for me.
I can imagine so, because you went from having like great education, they always trying to feed your mind,
yeah,
and then you go to public school, they always trying to limit your shit.
I remember I was reading through books. Like I remember I read the Three Musketeers. I read that shit in a day.
At what's it called?
Heirs of the Promise.
Got it.
And I remember part of the reason why I did it is because my teacher was like, you know, can read that book in one day, and I was like, why not? He's like, he did it in the sense of like he was trying to challenge me. You know how somebody like, you ain't gonna do that shit.
Okay, how big was the book?
It was at least 100 pages.
Okay, that's a good day read. That's good.
Yeah, I read through that shit. And like
but now granted, you are in 7th grade. Yeah, that will be a lot to read for 7th grade.
Yeah, the font was kind of big, but it wasn't like a damn like Dr. Seuss book type shit. It wasn't like that.
For some reason, in my head, I wanted you to be like, it was like 10 pages. I'd be like, Thomas.
Like, it was a good book. It was the first time I read. Cause like I always been interested in that book because my mom named me after the author, Alexander Dumas.
Okay.
And so I always been interested in the book. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, I gotta read this.
Now you about to say it was the first time you read
a book by Alexander Dumas.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I was like, no, please don't tell me it's the first time you read a chapter book. I was
no.
I'm like, sir.
I love that school. It didn't last long. I think it lasted like 3 or 4 years.
That's a good time. Well, what grade you go in?
I went in I'm gonna say 6th grade. And also,
and you was there for 3 to 4 years?
Yeah, 3 years. So I went 6th, 7th, 8th. In 8th grade, I went back to, I went to Ann Arbor Trail. So I went back to public school.
That don't add up.
What you want me to tell you, bro?
You was there for 3 years and you was there for 6 and 7
2 to 3, nigga, like right size number or some shit. Or
I'm like, nigga, come on now.
I thought I said 2 to 3, but no. But no, if I remember correctly, I think the school was all year round. I don't think we had some breaks and shit like that.
Oh.
If I remember correctly.
So if that's the case, wouldn't you have been in like...
Man, that time of my life was kind of like a blur.
I guess, honestly, because the structuring for your class was so different. Like,
cause I think that's the same year. That was one of the same years that I think that our house had broken into.
What?
That's not the same. So that did happen. I was thinking about something else, and I was like, that didn't happen. That happened the year before. But yeah.
What?
Yeah. It got broken into twice. First time I was home. Second time I wasn't. The second time.
That's scary. That's scary.
No,
shit.
The scary part was the second time they broke in, they cut the telephone wires. So I wouldn't be able to call out if I was there.
Ooh, that's even worse.
So the first time they broke in, I was home. I called my dad. I was like, hey, like, I don't know what's going on downstairs, but... And he came home, and we went downstairs, like, the glass was broken in the basement.
What?
Yeah.
So you, like, heard him, like, yo, someone's trying to come in the house.
Yeah.
Did they get anything, or they
No, because I had already called down to them before they got fully in.
Oh, what'd you say?
I was like, yeah, like, who bitch ass nigga downstairs? No, you stupid.
Boop, 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 boop.
No, I was like, and my little kid was like, hey, like, anybody down there? I was a little kid. I was like, bitching and shit.
How old were you?
Barely in my teens. I'm gonna say I was like maybe 13, 12. Yeah, nigga, I was a walking lit. They was gonna whip my ass. So I think that second time around, they was like, all right, we gonna get this little nigga. So they cut the wires. My mom told me they cut the wires. I didn't actually see it, but she told me, like, yeah, they cut the wires. So if I was in the house by myself,
it was a wrap for you. Unless you had a cell phone. You ain't no cell phone.
No, I ain't no cell phone back then. The cell phones weren't that big back then.
That's true. Yeah. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's scary. That is scary. I think, I agree. That would be way scary to be in the house and you couldn't communicate with anybody.
I think that same year we got evicted.
Damn. Was that before or after the robbery?
After.
Did you ever go back to that spot?
No. Now I think about I feel bad when getting my life story and shit. That was my stepdad's childhood home. I think he grew up in that home.
Oh.
If I remember correctly, I think he did.
Damn.
Yeah, a lot of shit happened.
Yeah, that's tough.
Episode 194 of Clean Dishes Podcast. So I hope everyone's doing well, because I am apparently not. So, yeah.
That is quite the way to start it, huh?
You said,
Well, you said you had some things to say. I didn't know he was going to go down this path.
Before we started recording, I was like, yo, like, it's crazy how happiness is always like...
Yeah, but I didn't know it was going to be you getting robbed and almost getting killed by people. And then people killing your happiness. I was like, damn.
I mean...
That's crazy. That's sad, though. The Montessori school, I'm still questioning that school, though. I'm not going to lie.
I'm cute, but it wasn't like a credit school. Like, if you like look it up and see what like district it was in, I don't think it was in any of those.
So how did they determine like what grades you were? Like, so how did you manage? So when you got out, I'm still stuck on that.
No, go ahead.
So when you got out of the school, they had to be able to transfer grades and all kinds of stuff. Like, you just gave him a number? What grades he in? Ninth.
Because if I remember correctly, they went by my age. Like, whoever age I was, they was like, all right, we can put him in this. Because I think that...
like they said, no child left behind.
I was about to say that. I think that was like the era of like that.
Oh yeah, it was like pass. Like you're how old? 14? That's about 9th grade. Go ahead. Oh, damn.
I remember I did my last year at Ann Arbor Trail. And then after Ann Arbor Trail, I went to... Why you scratch like that? I'm trying to remember what high school I went to first. I went straight to Consortium. Because my brother went to Cody. I didn't go to Cody. Cody was that place was different. But
I heard that was it. You know what old boy talk about his song?
Who?
The Detroit rapper boy.
That's a lot of niggas.
First day out. T Grizzly.
I know. I don't know. I haven't heard that song in a long time. I
swear he said he mentions Cody in that song. Or just like, yeah, he's Cody.
It's a group of high schools in Detroit that's like known though.
Yeah, but I
feel like every city, every hood city had like Martin Luther King though.
Why is the Martin Luther Kings always bad?
Like, black people, we just say, like, if we live in a simulation, black people have the best experience. We all have the same childhood, and it makes us feel like we always at home, no matter who we with. Like, oh
man,
I don't know. We always had some like childhood friend had the same name, and that nigga was always up to no good. And you always had some like crazy ass sweet treat that everybody ate, and if you eat it now, you probably get diabetes.
Yep, you got them already.
Like for real, yeah.
No, that's real. No, but that you say Martin Luther King just kind of makes me laugh because I swear to you, in Philly, Martin Luther King was a real bad school. Mm-hmm. Martin Luther King Street, real bad street. Martin Luther King Boulevard. You call it Boulevard for some reason.
Hey, I'm not gonna get my conspiracy theories.
Real bad.
I'm not gonna get my conspiracy theories. I'm not gonna get my conspiracy theories.
I ain't gonna say nothing. Just make sure you listen with that fourth ear. Listen with your fourth ear now. Listen with your fourth ear. See what your third eye.
We know what Ho said though. He go any MLK Boulevard. Did he not say that?
I don't remember him saying.
He said it's in the song. That's on that album with him and Beyonce.
Well, Emery. I'm done. Anyway, let's
hey, yo, what's up with you with Emery, bro?
I'm him, apparently.
I like the name Emery. I thought Emery's a fire name. You Emery, I'm Tata.
No, you Hove, remember? This nigga will say he Hove, and I don't know
why you so offended by that.
No,
I thought I was bigging this up. You was like, fuck up my face.
You gonna say I'm Hove, and you got to be some.
But I was like, I'll be Emery, you be Hove. He's like, no,
you did not.
I ain't say that.
No,
bro, I was right there in the doorway.
You was like, cause you ain't Hove. And I was like,
that's not what I said.
Thomas,
that's disrespectful.
I said, Thomas, you not Hove. I was like,
you said that.
I was like, you not Hove. And then you said, you who Hove then? You not Hove.
I didn't say that. That's disrespectful. I was like, all right, you can be Hove, and I'll be Emery. And he's like, no, he said nobody can be Hove.
Yep, that's the rules. Nobody get to be Hove.
So he's out here, Tata and Emery just like out here just wilding, huh?
Yeah. He had to do a bit.
I'm not doing a bit for nobody, bro.
Why?
I'm sorry.
You got to do the bit, don't you?
No.
Anyway, welcome to episode 194. Like you said, if it's your first time here, welcome. If it's your 194th time or anything in between, welcome back. It's your boy, Mr. Fantastic, bounce back like elastic, don't melt because not plastic. And I'm here with the one and only
Thomas.
And you look so disappointed every time. So disappointed
because
every time.
I be getting annoyed by his own brand, so I have to respect the brand part of it.
Thank you. Bring the energy the brand need, bro.
Go ahead.
AKA
Mahogany Drake.
AKA
Tommy Two Toes.
AKA
Tofu Tommy.
All right, we good. That's all you got. You got Mahogany, Tofu Tommy, and Tommy Two Toes, and that's it.
I feel like I play homage to every version of myself too. That's actually kind of dope.
When you try to help somebody see the way, they act like they don't see it.
That's why I roll with it, bro. I respect it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, last episode I had to, you know what I mean. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
Cool.
The executive produced my album, right?
I was like, hey, you. What's wrong with y'all, yo? What's wrong with y'all?
Y'all, you right.
That's wrong with y'all, yo.
How's your week?
My week was good, man. Actually, it's been kind of rough. Like, not rough in a sense of like hard, but rough in like I'm in this place where I realize I'm in this weird state of, I don't know how to call it. It's like,
take your time.
I would almost call it a state of depression, and I'll tell you why. Because I noticed that, like, I was sitting here one day and I realized, like, I kind of just been doing the same thing, like the same routine over and over for a long time now.
Yes.
And I would have plans like, I'm gonna do this and third, and I'd be like, I don't feel like doing that shit. And, and then like a damn cartoon almost. You just shoot, and you just go through it. Like, you just kind of go through the routine. And I was like, there's something about that. And so I was doing some digging, and I was like, I don't know what that is. What is that? Cause like you're not satisfied with it, but you understand you're doing it, and you're okay. Like, you're just kind of like, I'm gonna ride it out. Like,
yeah.
And so I kept kind of going through it. I was like, is this depression? Like, what is this? Like, I have no idea. But I noticed I've been doing like the same routine. Like, I'll have plans. I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, and then I come home. I hit my routine. I just do. I'm gonna come home. I'm probably gonna eat, probably dress, and I'm gonna play the game. Come home, eat, play the game, go to work, come back home, eat, play the game till it's time to sleep, then go to sleep. And I do that regularly, all the time. Usually what the difference is usually in between time. At some point, I'd be like, all right, let me go and do this or go do that. But lately, it hasn't even been that. It'd be like, nah, I'm just gonna do this, that, and third. Like, there's little things that I would still do in between that I don't even do those anymore.
Right.
And that's when I started to notice, I was like, something's up, something's off. Like, and I was really noticing that, like, I guess like a routine loop. And I've been since I've been back from Philly, it's been that way. It's like this very routine loop, but like, and I noticed I was like, what's going on? Because I've had this before, and I think I've done this a lot, so I never noticed it, and it didn't dawn on me till now. I was like, is that what it says? Like, because I was like, y'all be sitting here, bro, and I really just be like going through the same routine, like clockwork, like clockwork, like it. Boom, I was like, okay, yeah, like wow. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I was looking up, and it was like, a lot of times if you keep the same routine, it could possibly be a form of depression. It's just like, you just get stuck in the same routine, and you're not necessarily, and you're very aware that, and sometimes you're aware of it, sometimes you're not aware of it, and that's not a healthy routine to be in, but you're just there, and you just kind of do it. Or you find that one thing that seems to make you, kind of keeps you afloat, so you keep doing that, which is, I like gaming a lot. So it kind of keeps you afloat, and you do that, and then you go off, you go out, go to bed, and when you're not gaming, you're literally like, you're probably when you're watching the anime, and then you asleep. And then you wake up, maybe I listen to the news, maybe I turn on the anime, I'll get ready for work, go to work, come back home, boom, same thing.
As hard as I feel like as humans, having a routine is important. I try my best, even when I didn't have a job, I always like make sure I wake up, right, work out, and then start like my next day. But it's tough because it's like your whole week or day shouldn't be a routine.
I don't think it's the root.
Loop. Like, you should be in that loop of like.
Right. And I also think the difference in having, there's the thing of like having a routine and then having a productive routine. Like when you're like, I think it becomes a form of depression when you're not necessarily satisfied with what it is you're in or doing. And on top of that, it's not productive. Like, it's not like you wake up, you write, and then what you write is going to be different things, stuff like that. And these are things for productivity. Like, you're productive versus you just waking up because you're supposed to wake up and you just go shower because you're supposed to shower, and you do these things without really. There's no thought input to it. There's no like planning your day out. No nothing. You just go and do. Right. You get handed a stack of papers, whatever it is you get. You go through it. You do that. You go home. You do the same thing all over. I think it's very different than like you having a healthy, productive routine. Like, yeah, like if it was like working out, writing, and things like those, you do want to have a routine, but it should be a productive routine. That's the key. If it's not productive, there's something wrong. Yeah. And it was like, it actually feels like it's my chill day. That's the chill day is routine. That's different because it's that day. Right. But if it's the same thing, whether it's a chill day or not, and none of it's productive, that becomes problematic.
Trying to think how I will respond, or even if I should respond. I mean, we definitely should. I definitely should respond because it's definitely like, if it's concerning you, it's concerning me.
I was like, I didn't think, because the reason in my head, I still see things like depression, things like that as like, woe is me, and you down and out. But it's not always that. That's the thing. It's not always that.
It comes in many different forms.
And one of those forms is just having this mundane routine that's like not very healthy for you, whatever it is. And it's like, you're not achieving your goals, or not sticking to anything. And you just kind of loop and loop and loop and loop and loop. And I was like, I've been looping definitely since I came back from Philly. I've been looping. Because I was looping probably, not so much in Philly because I was in a different environment again. So it wasn't quite the same. But even to that, it was kind of a lot towards the second half of me being there. It started to become a loop because I got trapped in the house because of people being sick. So you just stuck there. Yeah. And it definitely started with that. Like, but there was a lot of things that I was doing prior to Philly I might have been doing now. And it's like, like what's going on? Like, I've noticed that shit. And I was like, and I've been thinking about it more and more.
As a person, you like playing it safe.
Playing it safe, and what do you mean by playing it safe? Like
you find a home being comfort. Like, comfort's your thing,
right? And you can be home being comfort, but again, productivity is key. Like, if you're not being productive, that is a problem. Like, it's one thing to be at home, but I get shit accomplished at home. There's like shit I have to do that doesn't get done.
There's risk in being productive though.
But at that point, but even then, if you're that comfortable at being at home, you're not even doing productive things. That's a form of depression. Like, that's not. So I don't think that is like that's what that would be. If I'm not doing anything at all, like, that's like depression. Like, that's like, you're not doing anything.
Well, I'm not ruling out depression. I'm not saying at all. I was just trying to push the conversation into the direction of like what we're hitting in a sense.
Yeah, I basically I'm saying I think I'm starting to realize I'm in this slump of like low key, like a slump of depression, low key. Like, I'm just been like, I've been going through it for a minute, and I've been thinking about it. I think about the things I'm supposed to do, the things I've had planned, things I've written out for myself, the books I want to read, and I'm just like, like even to try to help me get over to something, I'm still just like, shh, just spinning, just spinning, just spinning, just spinning, and it's like, yeah, no, like this isn't good. Cause I even it's to the point where there's times I go to work, like I wake up at 5 something, and I'll be late for work.
Yeah.
I'll just be late for work, bro. And they'd be like, what the fuck, like I'll just be late for work.
Usually when I hit that, every once in a while. I don't want to be there. Like once at Amazon, I'll be late a lot, but it's to the point of like if I'm late too much, I know I get fired and I fuck up a whole flow of things.
Yeah.
But
and the thing is, I would get to work and be like, I like what I do. It's just that sometimes I just wouldn't feel like leaving the house at times. Like sometimes I don't feel like going out. I just don't feel like doing like I just don't feel like it, like doing anything. And I was like, yeah, like nah, like I definitely was going through that. And I was like, yeah, no, like I'm pretty sure, bro. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's depression, bro. Like, cause I was sitting here thinking, and the reason I was saying out loud, I was like, what is it? I've had the feeling for a while. And I've been trying to shake it out, try different things. And you see, like, I got boxes and boxes of things that came in, and they sat for the longest time. Like, I didn't get to them and stuff. And I was trying to, like, I knew I needed to try to change the environment I was in.
Which you did.
Which I did. Which helped me organize things a little bit more, which is what kind of led me to this conclusion. If that makes sense. Because as I'm clearing out the clutter, because before you're just like, oh, you just don't feel like doing this because you have a messy room or whatever. But now the room's not messy anymore. Like, you've cleared out the clutter. It's easier to see things more clearly now. And so I was going through, I was like, bro, like, I don't know, dog. And I don't like I'm not big on, I usually never claim anything like being depressed or nothing like that. You never heard me be like, I'm depressed or nothing like that. And
that's why I was surprised you said it. It's like, it's the first time I ever heard you say I am depressed in the same sentence.
Yeah, and I was sitting there, I was like, I think I'm going through at least a low slump. I'm not going to say depression. I'm going to say at least I'm going through a low slump.
I meet you halfway in a little rut.
Yeah, I'm in a rut. I would say that because there might be somebody else who's going through something different. They like, I don't see it as such or whatever. But but the way I feel right now, I've definitely been in a rut. And I've been in one for the last few weeks. Like even with like just how I feel physically at times, it's like damn, like. But I think that might be because I was like at one point I got sick. Like when I was in Philly, I got sick. But that, I ain't going front. That might have been that. Like I actually legit got sick. I was like,
I hear you.
And ever since then, I've always had this cough.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, like, and that's when I started noticing little things. I was like, that's whatever, that's usually sick or whatever. But then, like, I noticed slowly but surely I started going down and down and down. It's like, not crash. Like, I'm not crashed or nothing like that. It's just that when it comes to doing anything outside of, like, just doing anything that's going to be uplifting or productive, you be kind of like, yeah, put a pin in that. Hey, go back over here. And so it's like,
we never get to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to put a pin in this, and there's a lot of pins on this board. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of pins. And so it's just like, yeah, like I was like, what is going on?
That's a real thing, because even for me, it's like I have moments where I feel like I don't want to do whatever I want to do. And granted, it's not on the same scale, because like I feel like when the rate you're describing, that's different, because it's like sometimes you feel like there's nothing that can get you out of it. Some people are like, oh yeah, like do one thing at a time, do the small thing, and the thought of you doing the small thing is like, well, I get to it. It doesn't feel the same.
Yeah. I would say, so I have been trying to change things up a little bit. Like, so I started going to the movies more.
You have?
Like I try to go once a week just to change things up a bit. I did start doing that. I don't know that it helps, but at least helps with the podcast stuff. Like, I mean,
it does. It does.
I'm saying because it's just another movie, another something we can add as far as content goes. But it's just still like there are definitely things like I'll go to sleep like in the night before, but okay, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go do X, Y, and Z, and then like there's been times I've like wrote letters to myself and written little things to myself, and they're like just to like try to get yourself out of this mode, and then like that letter goes somewhere, and it
damn.
It goes somewhere, and it's like sitting in a drawer somewhere. And every now and then I read it and be like, damn, like like where is this guy at? Like what happened to that? And then like, and even just like in your confidence and how you feel about things, that's where I notice the most. Is like even when I'm dealing with people, depending on who it is, like I don't do as much. Like when I'm at the schools now, I'm much more of a recluse. Like before I'd be like, I'm working the front office with people, but I'm just trying to avoid, and I think that might play a part in it because I'm used to being much more social. And
that's usually for me when I'm realizing that I guess I need to recharge, some people would say, if you're an introvert or extrovert. But like, for me, it's like I get oddly recluse. It's like I've been with y'all for like 2 minutes, I'm fading off. Like y'all can do your own thing.
See, I'm more of a, I fade in. Like I usually go. I'm usually with the people. Like
right.
And so now I haven't had that as much because now I work primarily by myself now. Like I'm usually in a room by myself, and someone might come in here and we'll interact or whatever. For the most part, you're trying to stay away from everybody so you don't get sick. Yeah. So you're like, so you're forced to be kind of like secluded. And so I realized I spend a lot of my days outside of being home. I'm by myself like 90% of my day, and I'm used to being like surrounded by people all day, and people just like and tell me that. And so it's at certain schools I get that, and I get to kind of deal with that, and so that's not I usually feel better on those days. Mm-hmm. But then on the other days, it's just like okay.
Do you feel like you need to get out more? Like you feel like you need to be more around people in a sense?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to be around people more. I do not need to get out more, whether it be around people or not. No, but just being. That's why I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to this thing tomorrow. Like, it's gonna go outside, whatever. I was like, yeah, let me go do that. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to go to the movies more, even though I'm still by myself because the movies are pretty empty. You're just not, and it could be because you're not at work or at home. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, let me get out. So I started doing that, and so I definitely gonna start going out more. But like, I definitely know, cause it was just a slump, and like, even when I talked to certain people, like my demeanor would change, and like how I would speak, like I wouldn't be as confident when I spoke, or my answer would sometimes be shaky and things. I'd be like, but you knew the answer. Why didn't you just give it the answer? Like, you knew what this answer was. You knew what the problem was, but you didn't answer confidently. Like, I hear it.
Yeah.
I hear it. I hear myself when I answer questions. I see my demeanor when I'm talking to certain people, whether it's the quick break of eye contact, or if any eye contact sometimes, and things. So I'd be like, hold on, what are you doing? Like, this not you. Or somebody might be like, you all right? And you'd be like, yeah, I'm good. And it's like, and you'd be like, I don't know, like maybe. Like one time someone, I want to say not last week before, someone asked me if I was good. Like, I don't really know.
That's real, because a lot of times we're in autopilot of like, yeah, I'm fine. It's like, no, how are you really? Like,
I was like, I really don't know. I really don't know. And I was like,
I would try to do morning pages.
Like writing the thingy and stuff.
Because that helps me not only with my creative block, also like, I feel like I got to know myself a little bit better. Just because the hardest thing to wake up and put your pen to the paper and just keep writing. Yeah. Cause I got to the point where like I wrote 3 pages, I want to keep writing more, and sometimes you write and you like, I don't know how I'm gonna make to this 3rd page. Right. But sometimes you read through it, you like, oh, like, yeah.
Yeah, I might give it a shot. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's definitely, I'm open to ideas for sure. I'm definitely open to ideas. Cause like I said, I'm waking up. I wake up nice and early. Cause now it would get to the point where I wake up nice and early, get ready for it. And it's not every day I'm late for work, but there are definitely days where I've been like, yeah, let me go. And it's not the job per se. Cause like once I get there and I'm doing my thing, especially if I'm busy, I'm actually like productive. Like I'm productive. Like you heard me be on here, like I've been productive. Like I was knocking it out, like banging loud, got you, boo boo boo, and doing my thing. But at other times I'm just like, yeah, I don't know what my phone is.
I was looking for my chapstick. My lips just kind of crusty.
I was like, mouth on the chapstick. No, but other times it's just like, I don't know, bro. So it's what's weirder to me is that this is the first time that I could think of where I was in a state like this. So part of me is, because I'm used to always being like, you was gonna come to me when you feel a certain way, and I'm gonna be that guy. So to be on the other side of it, part of you is actually kind of like, is that what this is? So it was more of a shock. And you're not enjoying it, but you're just like, you're exploring it. Like, what is this? Like, that's why I was like, what is this? Like, let me Google what this is. And so to kind of think you have an idea what it might be, I was like, oh, wow, that's what this feels like. Mm-hmm. This is what those people that come to me all the time feel like. Like, this is what that is. And so it's like, oh, wow, okay, this is what it's like on the other side of that. Because before you've always been programmed just to be like, be happy, go lucky. Yeah. And so you don't know how. So when it happened, I was just kind of like, what do I do? You know, like, what do I do? Like, let's listen to the early episodes of the podcast. What would we do here? Like, you know, and so it was definitely kind of, it's been different, very different for me. Yeah. But it's been, but I think I am going to get out of it. Because I'm the type of person, like, I'm so ignorant, I would just get bored. Like, I'm bored of this. Like, I'm so ignorant in that way. Yeah. I'm like, God, that sucks. Like, you know, something's going to happen. I'm like, this kind of sucks. But no, realistically, just going out more, I think, is just being out the house more is going to be the thing. Because going to the movies, I do think it did kind of help. Because, like, you know, you get on movies and you, like, snap about it or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of fun. It's like, okay, yeah. And then, like, as you interact with people, you start to gain your mojo back, if you will.
Fact.
Your confidence and mojo back and shit. So I think that's what it is. And I started recently, you might have seen it on Audible. I got the No More Mr. Nice Guy.
Yes.
I had the book before, but when something got stolen out of someone had at one point in time a backpack got stolen out of my car, and my book was in there, and I was like, no, cause I looked over the house, I couldn't find it, so I got the Audible book of it. Cause I never finished it. I started it, but I didn't finish it. And I was like, I'm gonna go.
That's the one with the green casing, but has to do in the car with the jacket.
Yeah, I don't know where that book was.
Damn. I haven't seen it in a while. He used to always have it around here.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Because the last thing I remember having was I had it in a backpack, because the backpack is gone.
Oh, that shit probably is gone, bro.
And I was like, damn, I hope they like in my head, like I hope they use it. I hope they get the book. And I was like, oh, this is gonna change my life. Like I really do. Like, you know, could say, sir, I'm sorry I stole from you. Like, oh damn. Like no, but I've been trying to go through that. So I'm definitely gonna work through it. Like I'm going to work through it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to get through it. But it was like this is probably the first time I'm saying it out loud. Like, yeah, I'm going through a rut. And I was like,
Admitting it is the first step, especially for a black man, because a lot of times, like, we're not told that you can have a moment where you're like, yo, I'm in a rut, or I'm going through something, or something in me is not clicking.
Yeah.
And that's why I've been like, the last couple of years trying my best to be more emotionally truthful with myself, because it sucks when you're like going through some shit and you can't even put a finger on it.
Yeah, no, it does. That's why it kind of helps to be able to go through like and just doing the little things I was doing to try to figure that, and being able to be the fact, like you said, the fact that you could go and be like, something's up.
Yeah,
like you know that's crazy. Because I think also some of the fear is that like you ever heard like people like the Debbie Downer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think part of the reason why people don't often admit to it is because they don't want to be that person. They don't want to become the person that no one's like, well, we don't want to be around you because you're going to bring down the vibe.
Yeah.
And as selfish as that is, and as crazy as that sounds, if you're a social being, like, you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be a person that people come around, but how are you? Like, I don't know. Like, because you're used to being like, I'm dandy. Like, let's I'm dandy for candy. Like, you know, you're ready to go. And so...
You're a really fun person, bro. And so, like, if you have a moment where you're going through some shit and somebody doesn't understand that, fuck them.
Well, yeah, no one's nowhere. No one. Luckily, I've been.
I mean, you haven't had that happen before, but it's like.
Although if they did, I was like, oh well, fuck you too. I probably would. I'd probably be like, oh well, fuck you. And they'd be like, why? I'm like, why not? Like, you know, like I'd probably still say something ignorant anyway. But yeah, no, you're right though. Ultimately, like I think you do. I've learned to be like, if they not rocking with you because you in a different space right now, that's on them. That's they lost. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna insert my Gerard Carmichael. Fuck them, voice.
That's what he would say. But
fuck them.
No, so that's where I'm at right now. But I'm still having like, I still try to tell myself like, but my day is like still like did I accomplish anything or anything? And you're starting to count all this, like all the little things. Like you really start to be like, did I walk with my left and my right foot? Yo, let's go. Like, you know, like, oh yeah, like you start to count everything because you're trying to build it back up.
Mm-hmm. And
so yeah, so it's a weird spot because I think. Because I think I'm getting through it. Does that make sense?
It does. You're willing yourself to like success.
Right. I'm like, I think I'm getting through it. Therefore, I'm getting through it. And like, I've been like trying different things and doing different things, and it's definitely helping. But it was at one point. It was just like I feel like 2 weeks ago. It was definitely like, let me go home and play this game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me go home and play my little Fallout, whatever the fuck it was I was doing. Just be on there for like hours and hours and hours and hours and not do shit else. Like, not do shit else.
I would just say to take like, because doing that is risky because you have to take. Like, I would just say to take inventory. Like, just be like real. Like, am I really over this? Or am I just like, just saying I am? Because sometimes it can go left or right. It could be like, know what? I talk myself through it. And sometimes you have it where it's like, nah, I'm still going through the same shit.
I guess what would be the difference in
the left and the right, ideally?
No, in telling yourself, I am. I guess in pseudo, what will be the difference in telling yourself that I am getting through this versus you actually like, what would be the difference in you telling yourself you're getting through this and putting your mind in that place? Because a lot of it's a mental.
I mean, so it's a mental thing.
Versus, so you're right. So what's the difference of you telling yourself that you're getting through this versus you
actually getting through it in a sense?
Yeah. What is the difference there, or is there a difference there even?
Mind you, I'm not a doctor, so I'm saying it's my point of view, things I went through.
Right.
One is for me, it's like you taught yourself to be comfortable in that spot and point versus like you kind of figured out what the actual problem is. Like you may not have figured out what it was in that week, for that month. Fuck, sometimes it may even be a year. Mm-hmm. But like sometimes you know what? I found out what it actually was and I fixed it. Versus like I learned to be okay with this emptiness and this void that I dealt with.
I see what you're saying. So you're saying you're so it's like, so in reality you're not saying I'm getting over it. You're saying I'm okay with it. Versus here you're actually getting over it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of how it depends on. Like I said, it's sad for me because a lot of times it's like. You think, like, for example, like, you do a heartbreak, and it's like, I met someone, we had a great time, for a reason we didn't work out, and you really hurt by that. And in a sense, you like, oh yeah, I'm fine, I'm gonna go out and fuck all these girls. And it's like...
Yeah, but you're not okay.
You're not okay at all.
Right. So it's you lying to yourself.
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah, because if you're telling yourself you're okay, but you're clearly not okay...
No.
That I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
That's best I can come up with, like, a different direction. So sometimes like that, it's like... Because I definitely had it where like I didn't know what my issue was. Mm-hmm. So like what do I do? And you try to figure out, you try new things, or you just find a way to be like, yeah, like I'm cool, but actually I'm just stuck in this position. I definitely been in that situation before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Shit, like my career, like sometimes when I was working at Window Depot, I thought I was like just cool doing what the fuck I was doing. That's like I'm really not.
You always really good. I think you and I both. I swear this is covered in like that Mr. Nice Guy. They talk about this, but like when you're a nice person, you put up
with some bullshit.
Yeah, you'll put up with the bullshit because you want to avoid conflict and you want to avoid disappointing people and making people upset or whatever or hurting other people's feelings. And so you try to make the best out of bad situations.
You just heal something that
And so I've seen that, especially when I was working at the dealership. Like I knew that realm. It was fun, but it was hard. Mm-hmm. And it was. I like the people.
Okay.
I liked interacting with the people, and I liked the people, but the job itself, I was kind of like, I was like, I don't know if I could do that, and so. But I made the best of a bad situation. That wasn't a bad situation. I made the best of a situation I wasn't really happiest with.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying? And so like that's I'm using that as an example of what we will do. Like we're not happy with it, but we'll try to make the best of it and work our way through it, and we'll tell ourselves we're cool with it until one day we just snap it. Or if fuck the part is if you're lucky, you get kicked out of that situation. You get removed from the situation if you're lucky.
Bro.
If you're lucky, you get removed from the situation. Like, cool, I didn't have to piss anybody off. They got rid of me. Yep. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so that they talk about that a lot. They talk about a lot of different things. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, don't tell my story. Like, this was crazy.
But you be like, how the fuck they be knowing me like this?
Don't listen to me talk and tell my story. Like, yeah, that shit is it's crazy. I was like, okay, this book is like, it's like this. This is like, I never finished the book. I got halfway through the first time. So this is like time and a half for me on this book, and it is just like, holy shit. Like and that's what kind of got me to be like, start doing shit.
Yeah, I really was impressed when you got all when you did all that. I was like,
man, let me try to train. Because little things are starting to like, and I think it was just. I don't know if that's what triggered me, like really think about what was going on. But I just remember my house, because for a while I had this pile of clothes in my room I couldn't wash because I had dirty clothes in the room.
I'm not gonna hold you. That situation fucked with me too.
That shit did not help, bro. Like I couldn't get my clothes cleaned out. Like it was like 3. It was bad, bro. So you had all these little things that started piling up, and then like I was looking, and that because once the clothes thing happened, it kind of opened up. And I'm listening to the book. Things start opening my eyes more, and I'm starting to look at how the mess my room was in, and like just look. He was like, "Damn, dude, like." Well, look at this. Like, look at you had the computer stuff and the stuff you need to get rid of in there, and this is like, oh my god, like how are you living right now? Like,
that's why I had that energy when he came in here the other time. That's why I had that energy like that. Cause I didn't like that shit.
Yeah, man, look.
Cause like your environment in your room is so important because it kind of dictates your whole like day and situation. If you wake up in clutter, you don't feel clutter in your mind.
And that's why I tried to declutter my shit.
Yep.
That's exactly why I was decluttering my shit. Especially, although it's in my closet was where the biggest thing was. It was the idea of like there were days where like I would be looking for my shoes, and because I didn't have a thing to organize my shoes with, I'm like, where the fuck are my shoes? Where's the other shoe? And so now you're like spending 5 minutes looking for the shoe, and you realize you're not mad you can't find the shoe. You're just mad that shit isn't like the way you need it to be.
Yep.
And so you're mad at a situation. You're blaming your fucking shoes, and you're like, this wouldn't happen if and you're like, okay, you need to. You're mad at shoes, bro. You need to figure it the fuck out. Like
one of the most dangerous situations when you're mad, but you come to the realization that I'm not mad. Like I'm not really mad at this. I'm mad at something else that's a result of this.
Oh yeah.
When you said rude things, you be like, fuck. Now I gotta fix it.
Yep. I was like, let me fix this. I was like, yeah, I was drunk. I was like super salty. Cause I was like trying to get out the door on time. There's 1 to 2 days I was like, yo, get out the door. It's not on time. And I couldn't find the other shoe. And then it ended up being in there, but it was like underneath this other. And I was like, okay, no, this is not gonna work.
That's the worst when it's like what you're looking for is under a whole bunch of other shit, and it's like if I would have cleaned up this shit, I could find it much easier.
And that's what led to that point of being like, that's part of what led to the point of being like, look,
yeah,
like if you try to organize your situation a little bit better, it'd be easier for you to spot what's going on, what's not right, what needs to be corrected, or what is right at least, and then go with that at least go with what is right or something like that. And so that kind of led to that, man. So I was like, all right.
One of my dreams, one of my goals, and like in life, believe it or not, I always wanted to be like a minimalist. I always like, cause I like that wherever like. For some reason, minimalism always is like intriguing to me. That you only have like a certain amount of stuff.
Just exactly what you need. Yep. That's it.
Like everything's always organized. It's always organized because you don't have a lot of shit. So it's like everything is like where it's supposed to be and so on and so forth. And it's like people that know me and live with me or whatever, they know that like I'm not junky, but I do keep a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff I could keep are sometimes they in the right area, sometimes they not. Majority of the time they're not. But I try my best to keep it in that area.
Right.
They spill out, man. So like if I could be minimalist, like it's every once in a while I do shit to be minimalist, and then I get more mail, and I start keeping that shit, and I'm like, damn, I was doing so good for 2 hours.
It still was doing good.
Yeah.
No, man. It I get there's a book called Digital Minimalism. And that's about like
fuck that, I need real life.
But it's about kind of doing what you do sometimes where you'll kind of like, oh, let me get off of this app. Let me get off of that app. Let me get off of this. And it's about that, being able to separate from the digital world and stuff like that. And be in the real world or be in the moment and things like that. I have to finish that book, but I actually heard that one from, I want to say it was T.D. Jakes and Charlamagne the God.
I can see Charlamagne doing that.
I feel like he was having a conversation with T.D. Jakes. That's why I heard about it.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And I was like, oh, man, cool.
Sierra Rogers is the first person to put me onto that.
Okay.
She's a fashion designer.
Okay. Oh.
One of my crushes, yeah.
Yeah. Sierra.
I was trying
Sierra, but I got shot out like that.
I was trying to be cool about it, but since you brought it up.
I said, oh. You said, yeah, she wasn't.
The face you made, you was like, oh. Hey, the look of like, oh, that nigga up to no good.
Was he?
You was. Come on, you.
Oh.
Nah, but like wherever you going through, bro, like I'm here for you. Like wherever it is, like we can talk. Like, we've been due for a long talk. As a matter of fact, I think like we've been like talk in a minute. We talk here and there, but like we used to talk like when we didn't have the TV and shit. We would talk for hours.
That was years ago.
I know.
No, we still do pretty good with talk. I'll tell you what changed, and you tell me if you agree or not.
Oh no.
It wasn't the TV.
Was it me?
No.
Oh.
It was the dishwasher. We used to clean dishes by hand.
So we had phases. So you are right on one phase. That's hella true. Because we used to do dishes and we would just talk.
Yeah.
That was one phase. When we started using the dishwasher, we still wash dishes, but we didn't do it as long as much.
And at that point, it was like, at that point we changed up a lot of our schedules and stuff like that. But there used to be a point in time, it would just coincidentally just happen. We would just be in there busting down studs. And it was nothing for one of us to be washing, and just grab a towel, start drying them up, and we'd just be talking about whatever. Or one of us would be cleaning our hair, and the other one was doing the dishes. But then we started using the dishwasher, and we kind of started getting like in and out. almost to the point where you're almost always on the go. Either you're editing, doing something on the podcast. I'm probably playing a game. So I'm doing something. I'm doing something outside of doing dishes. And so that I think is what changed the game.
But I feel like even then, like, we would still have those conversations. But they were different. You were right. They were hella different when we was watching cleaning dishes.
Yeah. You could tell, because if you listen to podcasts, you can tell because the content changed.
That's why I was so against us having like a real theme. Because I feel like when we were just talking being organic, it felt better because we just really just expressing ourselves.
Express yourself.
And then like,
sorry that happened.
Because us finding a theme does help. It kind of gives us direction and shit like that. But we like them first couple episodes, bro. Them shits was special.
Yeah, it's like I
can admit to that. I always will admit to that. Cause them shits was sporadic.
They hit different. They hit real different. Yeah, no. That's why I said earlier when I was talking about like not feeling great. I was like, what would we have done in the first few episodes? Because in the first few episodes we addressed this. We addressed things like this and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm actually gonna go back and listen. I'm gonna go back and be like, let me see what he said. Let me see how close we were accurate. How close were we to accurate when we were talking about these things? You know what I'm saying? But
I'd be afraid of the old episodes. I feel like I let myself down.
I don't think so. I think I would be like, I think if anything, you would be like, oh, this is where I can do better.
No, because I know how my brain works, and I'm really hard on myself. I've gotten better, but if I listen to my old stuff, I probably said some shit like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be so and so and so and so." My nigga, we ain't nowhere near that. But I just know how I am. But like, I'm getting better. Direction is getting better, but I know I'm just really hard on myself about things like that.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be hard. That's probably gonna be a hard thing to kind of break, is being hard on yourself. I don't know how you break being hard on yourself. I don't know if you just get used to it, or I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do on that.
I've gotten kinder to myself. That's how I fixed it. Like, it's just because like we make all these plans in our head. Our plans are always perfect. There's no hiccups. There's no like rock in the middle of the road. And sometimes life doesn't go like that. You know, sometimes it doesn't go like that. So for me, it's like, just be kind.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because in Noom they talk about that. They talk about being kinder to yourself, and they call it the elephant. And in Noom, they talk about that. And you have what's called a rider and the elephant.
Why they call it elephant? I thought about the elephant in the room. That's why I said that.
Well, no, they call it the elephant. It's about your internal personality when it comes to like food, your decision making when it comes to food and whatnot.
Okay.
It's the elephant. The elephant's the one that's like, and like, you know, and the rider's like controlling is on the elephant, and so the rider's kind of responsible for being like da da da. But like when the elephant does go crazy and eats not the wrong things, but does eat more than it should or indulge more than it should, you be kind to the elephant. You don't beat the elephant up, talk crazy to it. And there's another book called I think it's called How to Talk to Yourself, and it's about you, like. When you do mix up or when you do things, when you don't make the best decisions, when you don't make the best decisions, or the decision and the things don't go as planned, because of the actions you took, they talk about like how to kind of I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a boring book, but it is necessary to things. And they talk about like, yo, like, be kinder to yourself. That's what they say, just be nicer to yourself. Like, try don't think you're stupid. Think of, how could I have done this smarter? Or how could I have done this differently? What could I have done different? Like, you know, things of that nature. So because otherwise you'll beat yourself up and beat yourself down, and you end up a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Because you keep beating yourself down and shit. So it's like, I didn't read the whole book, but that's the gist of what I was getting from it. Yeah. Yeah. So the point that I'm making is that being kinder to yourself is really important. Because a lot of people don't. We just quick to like down talk, like such ourselves. We're like, fucking idiot. Why did I do that? And it's like, nah, like.
I used to be bad. I used to be really bad. Like, I got embarrassed. Like
stupid. Why did I do this? Like, you're not stupid. Just
you made the best decision with the information that you had. Unfortunately, it was deemed wrong. So, like, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah. That's
why, like, recently I've been talking to myself. You think I talk to myself in third person?
No, bro.
But like, no. So I realized that like it's really easy for me to be kind to people. And so in order for me to be more kind to myself, I talk to myself out loud to myself.
I always talk to myself out loud though.
But I am not gonna lie, the way you talk to yourself and the way I talk to myself is different.
Yeah, it is.
slightly, relax.
No, it's
slightly, bro.
It's way different.
How?
Bro. It's way like
I live with you, bro. Keep that in mind.
Right. So when I talk out loud, I just talk out loud. You'll be like, talking in a direction. Like, yo.
So first off, it wasn't like that exactly. I was putting the dishes up. That wasn't like that, bro.
You or him?
Me.
I guess they both you, so I guess so.
Exactly.
No, this is what he be doing to try to fuck with me. He'll be like, say you don't do it. He'll be like, man, they stupid, huh? He be like, yeah, they is. I'm like, nigga, no. If I don't sit there, he's sitting there. I'm like, get out. Y'all both can leave.
Because that did that is funny. That did is someone being like having a full-blown conversation with themselves, but they turn their head on some Gollum shit. It's kind of like, oh, that nigga nuts.
Like, he crazy, huh? I'm like, what?
Like, he got us fucked up. Yeah, he do.
I'm like, sir, excuse me.
But no, that morning I kind of had I just had like a rough morning. I forgot why, but I definitely like I had to talk to myself out loud.
Yeah, you did. I was like, you was definitely going in. I was like,
yeah,
because you've done it a few times to the point where like sometimes I might still be sleeping, and I hear him. I'm like, he got somebody here.
I don't be no.
I swear to God,
you be sleep.
I'll put that on God.
We wake up around the same time.
I know. No, there have been a few times because you'll be going to the bathroom, or you'll be in the bathroom, and you'll be like talking to somebody, or you'll be coming out of the bathroom, whatever, and you're talking, and I'm like, who is he talking? And I've always done this.
Am I just saying words out loud, or is this like I'm having a conversation?
I don't know. There's usually a couple words. I'm gonna say it's a couple words, but I'll hear you. I will hear you, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Who was he talking to? Dog? Like, but he must got somebody. So in my head, I'm like, he must got somebody here. Someone must have came in early or something.
That early, nigga, damn.
Like someone come to work out or something, or I don't know.
Okay,
and so I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, okay. And I'm like, all right, well, let me get my day. I'll just get my day started, whatever. And like, I'll go do my thing or whatever. And then I might be in the bathroom or in my room, and I might hear you again. Same sounds like, oh, he probably talking to himself. Cause I used to think he was on the phone.
Oh yeah, fuck that early?
And I was like, who would we be talking to on the phone this early, regularly? Like since when does he have he must have got a wake up buddy or something?
Nah, I wish.
And I was like, oh, he must got a wake up buddy. Okay, cool.
A wake up buddy is hilarious. Nah.
It's funny.
No, but that day, the day you came out and you was like, yo, who are you talking to? I was talking to myself. I will admit, I was like, on the outside looking in, it sounded like I was bugging. I'm not gonna lie.
This is the first time I ever heard you talk to yourself, and I was like, this nigga's crazy. I'm not gonna front. And it's funny because I do it too.
You do it.
I do it too. Like, if I'm in a car, if I'm by myself in general, I talk out loud.
Yes.
Like, I talk out loud. That's just how I operate. I've always talked out loud. Like, even if I'm at work and I'm thinking, I'm like, that's not gonna work. Because if I do it this way, this is gonna be the way. What I should do is I should probably flip this around. And I'm talking out loud.
Yours sound like you're thinking out loud.
That's what I do. I think out loud. Like, remember they talked about when you think, do you hear a voice in your head or whatnot? And I started laughing. Like, who doesn't hear a voice in their head? And I was like, wait, do I hear a voice in my head? And I was like, no, I don't hear a voice in my head. Do I? I was like, probably don't. What do I hear? And I realized I'm talking out loud. I was like, that's why I don't hear the voice in my head. I was outside.
Yep.
I was like, no, but you was on one. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, I was. Yeah.
But I was like, no, but I didn't get it on you because I was like, who's he talking to? And the only reason I got on you was because at one point you definitely like looked off and said some words. I was like, okay, nigga, now this is different.
No, so not only that, my energy was up there. My energy was
you
like.
Just came back from working out too, so you was on like.
I was just frustrated.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was frustrated. I just was like, I had another moment of like, I feel like I was just losing. Yeah, I was just frustrated. And so sometimes I talk to myself, it's like kind of like low key to myself. That time I was like,
nah. Was right. I was like, oh,
yeah, my energy was up there.
I was like, what's going on? And I felt kind of bad. I was like, because I know, because I do the talking out loud professionally. I was like, I wonder if he's doing the Fred thing or is this something else? And then I came out and I saw, and then you looked in the direction and started talking. And that was when I was like, bro.
I do that sometimes.
But it is not a direction like I'm cleaning and I'm talking and I happen to be going this way. It was like you turned your head to answer a question or make a statement to somebody, expecting for them to say it back.
All right, so this don't sound crazy. Sometimes when I look, if I'm like in that zone, I see myself. Mentally, I see myself. Okay. I'm talking to myself in that way. And
when you see yourself, what are you doing?
It depends, bro. Like, I could be pulling my hair. I could be running from the ceiling and shit.
It's ignorant because I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna let you get this real one off and whatever. And he started saying, I was like, no, I was gonna make my joke. My joke was gonna be like, how would you feel if you saw yourself and you had headphones when I listening? He was like,
you hard-headed ass nigga, why we going through this?
And you had on headphones like, I'm like, oh shit, I'd be so mad.
Nah, what am I doing?
To not be listening to yourself is crazy.
I'm probably just looking at myself. I'm not. That's still, man. Fuck, you know. I'm probably just looking at myself.
He gonna let me pull my hair running on the ceiling.
Like, nigga, you possessed. You ever seen an Emily movie?
Like,
yeah, it might be you. That movie might be about you, bro. Get yourself
that's bad.
Was it Malignant?
I think it was Malignant. Yeah, Malignant.
They tried. But anyway, no, yeah, I feel like I'm gonna start doing that more though. I don't want to say I'm gonna start, but I've been doing it more.
Yeah, I hear it more and more. I do hear it more and more. I definitely. I
don't feel comfortable the way you said that for some reason. It made me feel like I'm nuts. I don't know why.
I do it all the time. So I'm like, hey, I got a friend to talk to a lot with. Like, yeah, like I might start talking to your friend. Like, yo, do he be talking crazy too? Like,
that's mad funny.
No, but like, no, I do it all the time. So for me, it's just different to hear somebody else because it's always just been me. It's always just been me doing it. I've known it since I was a kid. Like, I always talk to myself out loud. I think it's from not talking to people about my situations a lot. Mm-hmm. So I just talk to myself. I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I've been doing that for years. Like, if I'm in my car, it's a good ass chance I like pretend to have my phone on. So people are like, oh, he not crazy. He's talking on the phone. I'll be going off. Smart. I'll be going off like, oh, I'm about, all right, if someone here, but let me call you back. It don't be nobody on the phone. That's
kind of crazy though. But I get that. I get why you do that out of like trying to be safe.
Yeah, but let me call you back. They're like, oh, he not crazy. I'm like, I definitely be going off. Especially if I'm mad. If I'm mad, I'm going off.
Oh yeah, boy.
If I'm mad, like, no, fuck this part. Like, I'm mad. If I'm mad, I'm going off. I'm going off out loud. It's like an alarm clock. Like, that's me. I'm going off out loud.
Oh
like,
man,
you won't know. But he mad. Don't talk to him because they might jump you. Like, yo, that's crazy. Like, dang, like, don't worry about it.
So as a prime example, this is a difference in how you talk to yourself and how I talk to myself. But at this point, you be like, yo, who the fuck you think he talking to? It better not be me. I'll say, who the fuck he talking to? I don't know, but I guess we about to find out, or something around those lines. Like, I'll say something of like, I had a conversation. I said a statement. I conversed with myself, going back and forth. Who the fuck you think you talking to? I guess.
Do you see how crazy that sounds?
Nah,
bro.
To not see how crazy it sounds makes you crazy. But no, I do get.
Like, but you see why niggas like, oh, who's he? Like, bro, because you was making statements and like you were making these statements that were conversation pieces, and I was like
conversation pieces though,
and I was like, oh, okay, who's here? I should probably get up.
Just me, myself, and I.
And then I'd be like, yo, he's having an altercation. Let me go out there and see what's going on, if I can solve it.
Yeah.
And then just be you out there, and I'm like, well, how do I do this? You know? Like, oh, wait a minute.
I talk to myself. I used to talk to myself the way you do it. But now I'm just like...
No, you definitely can. It's not crazy because you don't do it all the time. And I think it's normal to talk to yourself. It is to me. But I think it's normal to like... to think out loud sometimes. Yeah. I think it's normal. I think if you was to be like...
Maybe that's what happened.
Start, yeah, I thought so. I was like, huh. If you were to start being like, let me start asking and then answering my own questions and then start like, you know what I'm saying? Like start going back and forth like that, I'd be like, hold on, player. This is a whole new level of crazy. I would judge you in my head because I'd be scared, but I would let you do you. I would just be like, oh shit. Because if that's what I needed to do to get through my situation, I wouldn't want you to be stopping me like, nah, like you can't do that, or be like teasing me because I'm going through it like that, whatever.
It don't take much for you. You tease niggas about anything.
That's sad because it's true. It's a problem.
You trying to be overheated.
Ooh. But no, that was that day. I'm not gonna lie, that day was a little bit. I was like, oh, okay, it's a little bit. I've heard you make the comments and stuff, but that day was a little bit crack. I was like, hold on, brother. You was definitely back and forth. It's like, sir, at least you're not making different voices. As you start making different voices, I'm gonna have to sit down with you.
Oh, he wasn't awake by then, huh?
He was like, no, like, who he talking to? You be like, I don't know, but it's not us. I'm like, nigga.
The voice you make makes a difference. If you make a real creepy voice, we like, not doing that.
It's not us. I'm like, sir,
We not doing that.
I'm gonna have to ask you and your guests to leave.
You and your guests to leave is crazy.
Like, or you and your guests gonna go in on rent, or what's the deal here?
But I'm like, all right, we'll leave. I get the door. Hey, got the bag.
And the bag go? I'll like nigga. You stay. I'm going. Keep my shit. I'm gone.
Shit.
I'm out. No, that's crazy. I would be scared if I heard you making voices back and forth. I would be very petrified. I'd be petrified.
I have a little concern. I'll have a little concern.
I'd be petrified. I was like, no, if you was like talking to yourself and you were like voices, like different types of like if you was like, no, who do you think he's talking to? You'd be like, I don't know, but it's not us, or no, I don't know. I'd be like, hold the fuck, like honestly, the boy from JoJo.
That shit is always funny.
I was like, yo, the boy was so crazy. He would hear a phone ring in his own head, and then he had to find a way to.
Dopio.
He had to find a way to go answer. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm about to go off on a whole other thing.
My nigga Dopio. Why did he say that in the show? He should have said that.
My nigga Dopio.
I want him to say that so bad, bro. I don't know why, but something about my nigga Dopio sounds so hard to me, dog. Oh, my nigga Dopio. My nigga Dopio had the blower on him. Dopio. If I have a kid, middle name gonna be Dopio for real.
So we did watch Casablanca.
Oh yeah. Let's get to
So with that being
it.
said, we watched Casablanca like we said we would. This might be one of the first times we was like, yo, we gonna watch this?
Nah. Probably.
It's one of the first times I can really be like, yo, we gonna do this, and we did it. Like, for real. We did the other ones, but this one, like, was very blatant. Like, yo, we're going to watch Casablanca and talk about it next episode, and we did.
That is true. We haven't done like that before.
Yeah, because we was pretty bad. We used to watch Casablanca a long time ago. But we did it. We here now with it.
Let me get to the intro of it.
Yeah, go ahead and get the intro.
So, Casablanca.
Castlevania.
Casablanca. Directed by Michael Kurtz. Screenplay by Julius and Philip Epstein. I don't know if any relations. And Howard Koch.
Ooh.
Starring Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman, and Paul Henry. Yeah. On the edge of World War II, a salon owner by the name of Dopio reunites with an old flame.
Stop.
What?
Stop. Run that back again and do it correctly, please.
All right, I'm gonna start from the top. I'm starting from the bottom.
No, not from the top.
No, for real. I got you.
Just do it on.
No, I got you because I gotta do the intros and shit for social media. It's gonna make it look nice.
No, you can still do it. Just do it on the edge.
No, I'm gonna do more editing. Let me do it, bro. I got it.
He did it right the first time. He wanted to do the editing.
Casablanca, directed by Michael Kurtz. Screenplay, Julius and Philip Epstein, Howard Koch. Starring Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman, and Paul Henry.
Is that pronounced Koch or Coach? Coke.
I thought it was Koch.
I don't know.
On the edge of World War II, a salon owner reunites with an old flame who is the key to a life of peace that she has always sought after.
You rather say saloon?
I want to say salon? I'm so black. Oh, man. This movie actually was better than I expected. Pending spoiler alert. I don't want to hear it.
I'm not gonna talk about it. Every time I talk, I get called spoiler king, and I'm just not gonna say anything.
That's not about right. I think that's fair. That's fucked up.
I'm just gonna be like,
So we like you said, we was gonna watch it a long time ago. We never did, but we actually finally watched it. And I'm real big on like people are like, oh, the best movie ever made. Da, da, da. And Casablanca was like one of the movies that a lot of people were like, oh, it's so great.
one of the greatest movies ever made. That we say.
It honestly stood the test of time. Like
it did.
It's 2022. Came out what year did it come out? 1940s?
42, 43?
Okay, so that's like more than 60 years.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
It's damn near 80. Fuck.
I don't know the math, but it's a long time ago.
I'm rough estimation. Heirs of the Promise, bro.
That's exactly 80, huh? 42 to 22? Bro, when you was a mathematician.
I was in Heirs of the Promise.
Ooh.
I'm in credit in school, though. But yeah,
Come here.
What? No, leave my neck alone. No, I stood the test of time. It was a really good movie. You can, like, there's some... I'm trying to give it this props to start ridiculing it.
That's what we do.
All right.
We destroy shit. Like that's kind of what we do here.
like I said, I was thoroughly impressed. Didn't expect it to be as good as it was. I feel like you can like pop that in at any point in time, no matter what age you are, and you'll be like, oh, like this actually pretty good.
Yeah,
but I am. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go, because I'm gonna go after you.
No, I'm about to go in their heads right now. But,
yeah, let's go.
No, say how you feel about
Mine's is gonna be something different. So go ahead.
We gonna get into these like I don't say cliche, but how a man's using these whack ass lines. So like, here's looking at you, kid. I buy that. That's cool.
It was 1942. All
right, he said shit at least 5 times.
That was the key line that you did. You said
name me another movie that had the key line said that many times. Exactly.
The key line.
The key line.
It's a movie made in 1941.
No, that's a cake. Give me that. That's actually a good one. That's a good one. Key lime.
Key lime pie. Yes.
Thank you.
We get it.
I don't know if I like key lime pie. I like key lime yogurt though. But no, so like he said that line like at least 12 times. I was like, damn. I use that line a lot. Like, here's looking at you, kid. And like, what was he looking at? Like,
it was supposed to mean like it was like his way of saying he loved her.
Nigga, say that then.
He was supposed to be a hardened.
Mindy, whack as hell. Like, just say you love her then.
And so, like, he couldn't say it. So it was like, here's looking at you. I think the idea was that it meant that, like, he was, like, his eyes was on her. He was watching her, like, protecting her.
No, he said that shit taking a shot. That's misleading, bro. Like, no.
And there was a toast, like, here's looking at you, kid. That's what I think it meant. I think when he said to her, I think that was the idea. Was that, like, in your honor and shit. Like,
where's the Urban Dictionary we needed?
Arabic?
Urban.
I was like, what? I was like, all right.
Oof, man, I've been gassy, bro. If I let one loose, though, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was that. The humor in the humor in the movie is actually pretty good. There's a few scenes in there I was like, yo, this is good.
Yes, at first I had to think about that. I was like, no, you're right. There was some parts that made you. It had a little bit of everything in it. Like
it did. It had.
It was like interest. It was no scary parts. I would say nothing scary in it. That I would say was like scary. Like, oh my gosh.
I was a little scary.
Okay, but you saw all the white people got scared, huh?
Oh, you right now. That's
you saw one black dude around the white people was hella scared.
I was like, oh, how you gonna make out of this alive? I was like, oh wait, it's in that type of movie.
The fact that he lived through the whole movie is crazy. Spoiler alert.
Real talk.
Spoiler alert. The black dude did live in this the whole time.
I don't think that's it could be a spoiler. He could have died at any time.
Sadly.
No, what else? There's something I want to talk about too. I couldn't remember what it was. But that here's looking at you, kid. I definitely was like, all right, first 2 times, okay. 3rd time, 4th, 5th, 8th. I'm like, all right, dog.
Get on. I want you to get on. You said you didn't really like the acting of the.
Oh, Humphrey Bogart. Thank you, my nigga. Yeah. So we watching it, right, and like Humphrey Bogart was like that dude back in the day. Like, I know he did.
You don't see it though. You like, how? You don't see it. That is so funny.
Not an inkling. No, I'm not gonna say an inkling because from what I understood, a lot of things he did was like a detective crime movies and shows and stuff like that.
I could see him. He had a Batman. That's kind of like he was so stoic. That's not stoic. It's not the word. What's the word you like?
I'll give you stoic. He had a stoic personality to him. Reserved, recluse. I don't say recluse. He was there for reserve though.
Yeah, super light.
But he wasn't hitting the marsh, like that. He wasn't like hitting none of the good shit.
Because he wasn't a bad guy. He was going to be the.
You can be a good guy, say that.
Nah.
Yeah, you can't.
That's a villain. That's a villain thing to say.
Fuck, I'm a villain. My own story. Marsh.
Yeah, I don't.
Ain't got no Frankie Bean, sure. Nah.
Was that a bad guy who said that?
Yeah. If I remember, it's like gangster talk.
Okay.
Like back in like Prohibition and shit.
Gangsters aren't bad.
Casablanca, like
not the bar.
I don't know if I would put this in like one of the best movies ever made, but the time period when it came out, that's something you say you gotta remember. Like, I gotta remember when this came out. And I'm like,
right, because you got to take that. That's why certain things were like repeatedly done and things. I'm sure if you watch other movies, especially from around that time frame, you probably see a lot of repetition being done. It was like the key thing, and it was to make the girls go woo when they said it and stuff like, "Oh my god, look at me, kid!" Like I'm sure a whole bunch of dudes left the movie saying that to their girl.
Oh yeah, that was insane. That when he came out with that,
here's looking at you, kid.
They was like, "Yo,
God. You like, okay,
we gonna run this shit to the ground." They use that shit up, bro. That was their hashtag. That was their fucking captions for the simple shit, bro. Like, they had Instagram back then. That should have been crazy. Kids would be looked at like mad like back then. I promise you.
He's looking at you, kid.
That would have been every dude's hashtag. He was the Drake of their era, bro. Humphrey Bogart was out here, bro.
Yeah, no. The ultimate, you said you felt like his acting was very.
It was alright. It wasn't that good.
I don't remember. I wasn't moved persuaded. The girl was good. The girl was really good. The young lady was really good. Her acting.
She was so good. I thought that she was being extra compared to Humphrey Bogart. I was like, yo,
why she over the top? Like, nah, he not doing enough. Like, I liked how she had the first Instagram filter though the whole time, but we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about how she was like.
I'm glad you noticed that. I'm glad you noticed that.
Hella filter. I was like, bro, is anybody else seeing that she has an Instagram filter on right now?
She had a few of them. She had a spotlight filter.
Yeah, she had those.
She had a cheek glow filter. I was like, yo, I see why niggas was so in love with white women back then. Well, yeah, now too, I guess.
It was funny because like old dude was like complimenting like, wow, this is the most beautiful woman in the world was gonna be here, or whatever, and there she is, and are you the most beautiful woman that's ever set foot in here? And that was an understatement. I was like,
oh yeah, oh boy had bars. He's the one that had bars.
He was trying to bag Shorty. You trying to bag the man's wife right in front of him?
Right in front. He didn't get mad about none of that shit.
Because he knew he had it.
Nah.
He had it, bro.
I don't care how much I know I had it. Don't be making faces and spitting bars like this, bro.
And he was on his Tom Cruise joint that you was getting mad about. Where he was like, she's like, that guy liked me or whatever. He was like, okay.
Oh, one thing at a time. But please believe, I'm coming back to that.
That's the type of time he was on. He was like, look, like, it's Monterey.
Because I'll tell you this. Look, if I'm out and let's say I'm out with my girl, right? And that's how I Dre. I wouldn't sweat. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. But let Dre say talk to my girl and I hear a bar come out that nigga mouth, I'm going to stand up so fast.
And the bar was, I'm just saying you could do better.
Nigga. Nigga. You want to see me lose my shit? That'll be it.
You got a hand with a mahogany bar. What was your mahogany bar?
I ain't got one.
Okay.
Like, he gonna tell my girl you can do better? What am I gonna say to that? Not anything immediately.
You better hope she look at him and say, I got better.
I hope so. If she say that, yo, you my sis partner for life. Like, for real. Because I was stone cold stunner. I had nothing. And you just saved my life.
I do think that's kind of corny though, to see somebody out and about with their significant other, and you be like trying to get at that person. I think that's kind of corny. Like,
no,
like that's drawing.
How?
That's drawing. Like, if you see somebody out and about, they lady whatever, like, let them be. Like, you want to say hi to them, like, hey, y'all doing whatever, but like to be complimenting and commenting, I think that's kind of over the top.
If I got venom, bro, I don't know what to tell you.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit over the top. Especially like I was hearing Dante Nero and I'm talking about that one day.
You get the juice like that. I'm sorry, go ahead. I just want to get that bar off. That's really good.
Not like he got bars for that. He got no bars from Drake where he tell your bitch. Don't say
I had time to think about it. That's why.
Nah, that's cool, bro.
Go ahead. What did Dante Nero say?
He ain't gotta say nothing. He's gonna come steal your bitch now. That's exactly what he's gonna say too.
Hey,
he gonna use like exact words. He's like, I'm here to take your bitch. He not gonna say your lady, your girlfriend. Is this your girl? I'm here to take your bitch. He gonna.
We're in the same weight class. I have to shoot him. And
then he gonna say, fuck my bitch, you got my What song was that?
You don't need to worry about that, bro.
It was Schoolboy Q.
You don't need to worry about that, dog. You don't need to worry about that.
Now I need to pull it up for the podcast.
No, you said that's a Nero said something. What did he say?
He basically was saying like it wasn't him, it was the guy he had on the show, and the guy was saying like, I think it's disrespectful when men come up and they compliment and comment on another woman's appearance when she's with a man. Like let that, like, that's him. Like, fall back. Like, oh, how y'all doing?
Is it though? That's ignorant.
That is ignorant. I was like, if that was you be like, and I thought about it, I was like, is that real? Like, is that true? And I was like, I guess so. And the concept when he painted that picture for me, it did make sense. He said, because then dudes come up and be like, oh, lucky guy, you got the pretty girl. And he's like, first of all, how you know she not the lucky one? Like, how you know, like, I got here for a reason. Like, I put the game in to get this, you know what I'm saying? Like, because at this point, you counting me out. Like, you counting me out and saying that I'm not worthy. You automatically in your head saying, I'm not worthy of this one. That's why I'm the lucky guy.
You ain't. I'm playing, no, that's crazy. But no, like, it depends on what line you cross for me. If I tell you your statement had no ill intentions behind it, I'll let it ride. But if I tell you try to be a serpent.
Wait. He's like, do you know you have a really fat bottom? All right, I'm out of here.
I probably would laugh. Like, what, nigga? Hold on, what?
He said, do you know you have a really fat bottom? He's like,
yeah, that's why I'm palming it.
I'm
Man, I feel like no matter what you say today,
He was like, you too? You too?
Her ass that fat.
He was on the other side.
She's like, I didn't even know it was there. Like, that's crazy.
Oh, shit. The idea of a nigga saying, do you know you have a really fat bottom? And then you like, what? And then he walk away, you like...
You know what's worse than that? He was like, yo, your name Bonita? And she's like, no. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. And he walks off. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. This episode Bonita.
Oh my gosh, that is Casa Bonita. That's crazy. You done.
Casa Bonita, that sounds fire.
That do sound good. I mean, that sounds crazy. I don't know what else I'm gonna say. No, that was that. The idea of a guy coming up to a girl, like a lady, and being like, while she's with her man, be like, "Do you know you have a really fat bottom?
You need help. You really need help, bro.
Because it's so because you would be like, what?
I'd be so surprised, like, yo, what?
Because the fact that he said fat bottom, and the fact that he called it a bottom, first of all, would just make you kind of laugh. Like, why do you call it a bottom? He's like, what's he talking about?
He's like, respectful.
He's like, he disrespected. Respectful. He said respectfully at the end.
Respectfully. Not even then. I feel like it's not even necessary to say respectfully. He's like, yo, like, you got a really fat bottom.
And he just walked away, like, he tipped his hat and walked away. I'm like,
oh, yeah, the tip of the hat? Oh, yeah, you cool. We cool, like, he a gentleman.
I don't know what he said, but I liked it. He like, oh, you got a problem now? We're talking to you or me. That's wild.
You see my... Nothing.
You...
What?
Can y'all please get your mans? Can y'all get your mans, please?
You see my bottle?
Yo.
You see my bottle?
No.
You ain't see my bottle, though? My bottle got a fat bottle. I'm like, what's up?
Yo, this is episode 194.
We ain't even get started yet.
Oh, it's done.
You see, answer my question, yes or no. Have you not seen the bottom of my bottle?
It's flat. It's flat air around. You saw it? Like a pizza's dish. Like, that's crazy.
Ah, shit. Nah,
That's funny. I had a homegirl tell me that happened to her. Not the whole fat bottom thing.
I was like, what?
But the idea of like, shout out to her. I ain't gonna say her name and embarrass her. But she said she was at the club with another one of my homegirls, and somebody walked past her and was like, damn, that's a lot. And they kept walking. He's like, damn, that's a lot. And they kept walking.
Was that a compliment?
I don't know.
Oh, shit.
They said, damn, that's a lot. And they kept moving, dog. They kept moving after that. I was like, damn, you didn't get a chance to rebuttal. Like, what? Like, no, nothing. They just tell you got a lot of ass and they keep pushing.
Everything ain't meant to be responded to.
But everything's meant to be said. Like, bro, you...
That's facts, too.
He was like, he said, damn, that's a lot. And they kept walking. Like, so he was...
I mean, just take it as a compliment. Take it in stride.
Oh, shout out to her.
Shout out to her. Who is her?
I ain't gonna put her out there, bro. But shout out to her. You know who it is, but I ain't gonna put her out there. It is who you think it is.
I'm a villain in my own stories. I definitely... If it's who I think you're talking about...
Oh, yeah. It's exactly who you think it is.
Have I contributed?
Yeah, it's exactly who you think it is. Enough said.
I'm a villain in my own story, bro.
You knew exactly who it was when I said it, because you could picture who that be said to. That shit was funny.
It's a compliment. It's a compliment for sure, then.
Relax. I'm
Sorry, she has a really fat bottom. Let's see what happens.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I was like, bro, respectfully. Yeah, I have respectfully.
Yeah, of course, my fault.
Like, yo, a really bad fat bottom. Respectfully.
Let's take me that much. What? Next topic, dog.
Why, bro? Stop.
What?
Stop. I think was never mind. I ain't about to go down that path. Ooh, Lord.
Ooh, don't think about it too much.
It is too much. It's a lot to not think about.
Casablanca. I'm
just trying to run through. Oh. Don't think of.
What time is it? Oh, it's saying 30. Yeah.
That's how.
We got this though. We got this. We got
it, bro. We got it. We're here.
So, like, did you enjoy watching Casablanca?
I actually did.
Okay.
Because it was better than I thought it was. I thought it was more of a love story. But it was just...
Yeah.
And so I thought it was going to be like real romantico and shit like that, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So I liked it for that reason. It had some decent, subtle but decent action in it. there was definitely some, like you said, funny parts to it.
I feel like those funny moments are really classic. And that's a classic funny moment. Like, I am not gonna hold you. That was like really, like, whoever wrote that was cooking. He was like, oh yeah, I got this. Watch this.
It's probably Larry David old ass. No, I'm playing. He ain't that old. He is old though, but he ain't that old. Wrote the first joke and shit.
The idea of Larry David writing this now is forever stuck in my head. I hope I never go on Jeopardy and they ask me about this movie. I'm gonna say Larry David for everything.
Oh my gosh, no, but he no, it actually, I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh, that actually was pretty good. The story was good to follow, because I thought because it was gonna be written in 1942, it was gonna be a lot of things said that I wasn't gonna comprehend. And like just little things I thought I wasn't gonna get it, and it was gonna make you be like, what? Like, that's stupid. Like, you know,
the fuck am I watching this shit for?
Yeah, writing it off because I don't understand it. But it wasn't like that at all. It actually, it played out very well. I was like, okay.
There was if you remember Looney Tunes, right?
I remember Looney Tunes.
There's a character they would draw sometimes, like a human dude. He had like bugged out eyes.
A human dude with bulged out eyes?
Yeah, like it, not bulged out, but it was bugged out. Like basically like his eyes are protruded a little bit further than anything. Like,
okay.
He was in this.
Oh, the guy they drew?
Yeah. And like he always had like nervous persona, kind of like antsy and shit.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
If I remember correctly, I think that he like that character inspired that person, Looney Tunes.
The one that got arrested?
Yeah. Yes, that guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Garth Brooks. You Garth.
Come here.
It's close, nigga. Chill.
That's close.
There's a U and a G in there somewhere.
You said Garth Brooks though.
I was warming up my palate.
You warm this palate inside your head. That's what you do.
I'm glad I watched this in my lifetime. I'm glad I actually made time to watch this.
Yeah, I am too. It was like you said, it was worth the watch, and it is something you could put on for anybody. They'd be like, oh, I get it. I get the jokes. I get what's going on. It's actually pretty interesting. Again, the story was strong. The story was a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, for sure. It wasn't like cliche.
Like, oh, shit. I was like, oh, that was actually really strong.
We gotta talk about how like these niggas got roughed up in the first 5 minutes in the movie though.
But it was gathering up people.
Yeah. So basically, I don't want to give away the whole movie like that. If you don't give away this one part, and honestly, reviewing movies ain't as fun if you can't do the spoilers. But anyway,
well, that's kind of the thing. Like, if you're doing we're not doing a deep dive, but you're doing a dive where you're going to go into this show. You're going to give away things. You're going to have to.
I'm spoiling the next movie, yo. It's about slavery. Niggas is enslaved.
Oh, okay.
Casablanca. What are they talking about? Oh, the first 5 minutes. So they sent out a something happens. I'll give away this part. So basically, something happens where these two German officials get killed, and they're looking for suspects. Fair. The suspects are anybody that looks suspicious. And I know you're like, he on some bullshit. I shit you not. Like exactly what they literally said. No, don't try to butter this up. They said, yo, like anybody that looks suspicious, put them in handcuffs.
It wasn't just that. They were from they were suspicious, but they also were. It was two. They said it was like two men or two individuals.
They didn't even say that, bro. They said anybody that looks suspicious has seen the heights of 4 and 10 foot. If you see somebody like that, beat their ass on sight.
Because it wasn't everybody. Remember, because it was mostly the foreigners.
Oh yeah, in suits.
Yeah, they were in suits. That was the thing. They were in suits. So there was whatever it was like they believed they were like I guess they thought they were Frenchmen or something like that, right? Or something of that sort. No, because old boy wasn't French, was he?
That's what I'm saying. No, like they didn't have any real description. They really said anybody that looks suspicious, put them in handcuffs and him in the head with that mallet that you got in your back pocket. I promise you.
One dude got shot. That shit was crazy. Like the first 5 minutes, the dude ran off. And in their defense, they did tell this man like, no, granted, you shouldn't be shooting somebody, but this is back in the 1940 whatevers. And whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it was. And old boy took off running. He was like, yeah, bam, he took off running on him. And so they was like, I ain't finna run for this dude. So he shot him.
If you a cop, this is my rule. If you a cop.
Yeah. I'm talking about back then though.
Even back then. If you a cop, you had to catch me in my 4.2 speed. This is what you signed up for.
Sadly.
Don't pull out no gun, try to shoot me in my back. You better catch up to me and trip me.
You was like, that.
Hey, you won. You got it.
Like, oh, that.
But it ain't gonna catch me though.
Oh, shit.
You forget how fast I run.
He was running. He was like, oh.
You know I ran a car before.
Yeah. Your face is going. You what? Wait, what?
Nothing, bro. Don't worry about that story, bro. So you ain't gonna believe me anyway.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not. Well, if it was a parked car, yeah, I can see y'all running it. It'd be a close race. Dumbass. Huh?
So what would you give this movie out of 10? 10 being the highest.
Fucking 15, dude.
All right.
He said, all right. I just wrote them off. Just wrote me off. I would give this a solid. Can't be a 10 because old boy's acting was dry. There were some lines in it that were delivered. I was like, oh, this is what you're talking about. I won't say his acting was dry, but there were just definitely lines that he delivered, and I was like, yeah, no.
I would want to ask, like, so when you was acting that role, like, what would you try and get out of it?
He was like, paid. I'm like, oh.
Oh, say less. Say less.
Okay. I can respect that. You at 11 now. It's like,
sadly, I raise mine too.
11 for sure.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
I'm gonna have to give it an 8.
I'm looking at a 7.
I'm looking at 8, and the reason I say 8 is because what makes it an 8 for me is the fact that it's such an old movie.
Mm-hmm. But
it still was replayed, like very watchable. Like it still was like you could very much so watch this movie, still follow along. You weren't getting lost outside of the here's looking at you, kid. You might get, if you don't know what that is, you probably get lost. But outside of that, it actually was pretty like it. As you said, it held up the test of time.
Yeah,
it held up to that. So I would give it an 8 for that reason. I wouldn't go any higher, and it's like a loose 8. Like it could some numbers fell off. It's a 7 something. Like yeah, like so. I would say 8, a wobbly 8.
I'm gonna say 7. Part of it is because white people love this movie. That's not true, but I say movie buffs love this movie.
Yes, they would definitely tell you to watch this movie. Usually, yeah.
Honestly, at that point now, we're like, if it's not fucking with Menace to Society, I'm kind of like, if I ask somebody what their favorite movie is and they say something like crazy like indie film or something old, I'm like, all right, have you watched Menace to Society? If you haven't watched that, then like your statement don't mean shit to me.
Is that your movie?
It's not my movie, but it's one of the things that like that's a good movie.
Yeah, Menace to Society was.
Really and it's definitely like outside of the realm of like what certain demographics have but have not seen. Like I haven't met many black people that haven't seen Menace to Society.
That's true.
So it's like
that's true. I thought it'd be Scarface.
See, like no, never mind.
Yes.
I'll give it a 7. I'll give that bitch a 7.
Okay.
I'll give that bitch a 7. It's crazy. My phone acting different. Dang, wake your ass up.
It's not the phone.
Sadly. So the next movie we watched was The Great Debaters. We watched that on what, Sunday?
No, let's do. What time is it?
10:37.
I mean, how many minutes are we in?
Don't worry about that, bro.
Nah, it's gonna get sleepy.
An hour and 26.
Oh no, we gonna do. let's do the Kingsman. Let's do the Kingsman.
Nah, bro, we got a better one. Let's do Kingsman and we gotta do Euphoria, and we'll make Euphoria as short as possible.
Well, I was like, okay, we do the Kingsman because that shit was brand new.
All right, that's on you then.
That's something new. So I went to the movie theaters, took myself to the movies, and I went to go see the Kingsman. This is part 3 of the 3 movies they have out right now. I think they're only doing a trilogy. I'm not sure, but it's part 3 of this series thus far. It's starring Ralph of I think it's pronounced Fiennes, Gemma Arterton, Jimon Hansu, Harris Dickinson, and Reese Ifans. I don't know his last name. Basically, the plot. I took the plot IMDb. In the early years of the 20th century, the Kingsman Agency is formed to stand against a cabal plotting a war to wipe out millions. So in this movie, obviously it's taking place way back when, like 19 something.
Okay.
And early 20th century. And what made this movie, I don't know, did I like this movie? This movie was very different. This movie was very different from the others. It was way more serious. Like, it had a very serious tone. There were some funny parts, but it was very, very serious. It almost was a darker version of the movie. Like, because of like the thing, I've been using it a lot lately. Because of the things that were happening, some of the things that happened was kind of like, damn, like this person going, that person going. Like, it was kind of dark. And then like there's one scene in particular I won't ruin because it definitely was that flipped the movie on its head. But it came out of nowhere, and it really like it really blew my mind that they did that.
I'm trying to think how can I answer this question without spoiling anything. Was it Attack on Titan-esque?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, what happens is
Wait, what? All right, you're not gonna spoil it.
No.
I trust you.
So Ralph Fiennes he plays the father in this, and he has a son named Harris Dickinson. Oh well, his son's name, I forget his son's name in the show, in the movie.
Harry Styles?
No. But basically what's going on is the dad is secretly trying to prevent a war from happening.
Okay.
And so it's pretty interesting to see. It's pretty interesting to see because like he thought the movie one of the big things is like his son wants to go fight for the country, wants to go fight for do his duty for the country, and his dad is really against that. He's really against like going into war like in that way and whatnot. And so a lot of the movie is the son harping on going to go do this, harping on going to go do this and whatnot, and then finally he goes to get to go do it and join the war.
World War II or one? Did they say?
I don't know, nigga. I don't know. Honestly, when it comes to that war shit, I don't know. If I know it was one, it's the old movie.
I get
Like this is like way back when. I have no, but no, it's not the World War. It's like a different war altogether. It's not a World War. This is something. This is.
All right.
It's like this would be 2.
Okay.
This would be 2. If anything, this would have been like 2. And right? Yeah, I think so. I don't know, dude.
Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going.
Know.
My fault.
I'm that war shit. I don't keep up with that. I let the white man handle that. But that's they shit. They love war.
I ain't saying nothing. I didn't say.
They love
anything.
that shit. Like, oh, war.
My face is greasy. I just trying to rub the grease off.
That's not what happened.
What?
Who be like, let's go to war? Who be that? That don't be no black people.
Sally?
That be them people like, we gonna go over there. Fuck these people up for some whatever reason. Like, y'all do that. Y'all do that. And then recruit all my brothers and sisters to go fight. Okay, whatever. We're not gonna go in that history. We're not gonna go in there. Anyway, frontline our asses and shit. All right, but anyway, so I'm watching the movie, and out of everybody in this movie, the movie was dark. It was kind of dark. It was a lot of gloominess to it. It was very serious. Not a lot of some funny parts, but they get overshadowed by how serious the movie is. So for the most part, one of my favorite characters is probably Reese's character. He plays this guy named Grigory Rasputin. He's the guy, and it's not giving away anything, but he's the guy that they show in a preview. That's like a fight scene they show on the preview, and he's on the table. He looks crazy looking and shit like that.
Aladdin?
We're done.
Rasputin?
Don't talk to me.
Is that Aladdin?
No, or Rasputin? Who
Where's that from?
An Aladdin?
That's not Aladdin. That's Rasputin.
I think that's Russian.
That's a villain name, though.
I think that's a real person's name, bro.
I mean, I assumed as much. Rasputin.
I think a lot of the names that was used in the movie was like based off of real people. I'm sure he was like a Russian dude. I think in this movie he's a
oligarch.
I don't know what he is, bro. He's like a priest boy. Mystic, yeah, and self-proclaimed holy man. He was like a real life dude. Yeah, he was Russian. That's what I thought. That's Rasputin is Russian, and so in the movie, obviously him being a self-proclaimed mystic and holy man, like there was shit he was doing that's like unexplained, or kind of goes unexplained. What, Jafar?
Rasputin.
Oh, that's how they drew him. I mean, well, yeah, it wasn't that far off from the movie. The movie was woof.
Anastasia.
That makes sense. Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that movie.
It's all coming back to me now. Okay.
Keeps coming back to me. Sorry.
If you know, you know. That's actually a good line. That was like the song for
4 years. The Kingsman. I'm doing my best to not give you anything and ruin this fucking movie.
Fuck it, bro. Spoiler alert.
But it was cool.
Spoiler, bro. Pookie got shot. Tell him, bro.
Basically, nigga, like, I ain't gonna say who Pookie was. Just know Pookie got shot. I'm not gonna say who Pookie was. Just know Pookie got shot.
That's to say who Pookie was, but tell him Pookie got shot.
But there definitely was a scene in the movie that just kind of made me be like, why did that have to happen? Like, in every movie, not every movie, but sometimes in movies they do with there's a lot of times your protagonist has to get pushed to the brink of like to go do something.
Yeah.
And so someone generally that means someone has to die.
Yeah.
And so that happens, and usually you're like, okay, I understand why it happened. I get it. Like this person died, and they die in a way that fits, that's fitting, and makes sense. But sometimes you watch what?
I had a terrible thought. I'm not. It's so bad. I'm not gonna want to share it. I'm not. Just keep going. Keep going.
But sometimes these things happen, and they happen in such a way that it almost doesn't feel like it belonged. Like, not that it wasn't right, but that it was a bit. It was like overdone. Like it was overdone or done in such a weird way. Like and so when. By me saying that, anybody who goes to watch the movie, I can guarantee you they'll be able to watch the movie and see the part that I saw, and they're going to be like, holy shit. Like, I guarantee you, because I was in the movies by myself. There was one dude in there, he was asleep, snoring. And it was like it was snoring too, bro. It was wow. Because the first time he was doing it, I'm in the movies and I hear it, I'm like, these sound effects are crazy. Like somebody's like really like sleeping in the joint or whatever. And I'm like, what kind of gun is that? Because I hear it again. But then it happened again and there was no gun. I was like, so what's going on? Maybe it's the war outside. Like, you know, they're outside the war. Like, this like in the game, in the movie, there was the war going on outside where they were talking or something. Like, maybe that's what it is or whatever. And I'm really trying to figure it out. And then finally, like, I heard like, and I heard the coughing. I was like, okay, it's not the damn movie. What's going on? And I look over and I'm like, okay. Like I'm looking down and I realize there's a guy there and he's like just knocked out. He's nodded in this seat, bro.
Damn.
Little popcorn bucket in his hand, like.
Be like that sometimes.
Yeah, I felt bad. I was like, hey, get your sleep on, player. It was funny though. It was real funny. Cause I was trying to laugh. Cause I was like, oh my god, this dude is here asleep. And I tried to record it, but you can't hear it. Anyway.
Let that man live.
No, it was crazy. At one point it was bad. I'm telling you would have thought it was the movie. I was like, nigga, that's not the movie. I would have muted that shit if I could have. That shit was crazy. But it was like that part blew my fucking mind. I was like, what the hell? Okay, wow. And then shit turned up from there. Like it turned up like crazy. I did like the acting in it. I thought the acting was good. Jimon Hansu, his I think it's Jilman. His character, he played like the what you call a sword dude, like a quartermaster, I guess you will.
Okay. Was it fencing?
Yeah, he taught swordsmanship and stuff like that, and all that stuff, and it was pretty cool. Then he had this other lady, that was the Arterton's character.
Arterton.
She was really good in there. The acting was good, but I think Reese's character was like the best one. It was just because he was so creepy. Some of the shit he was doing was weird. Like, like I was like grossed out in certain parts of the movie. So I was like, this dude is weird, but like this nigga really like had powers, bro. I don't know how to explain him. He really had like powers with some whole other shit.
I get you.
I was like, that shit was dope. Overall, it was cool. It's probably like a solid 7.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think like a 7. I wouldn't go that much higher because it kind of was, to me, it was just too serious. And then towards the end, it got really goofy. And then they had like a really cheesy ending.
Did you see the other ones?
Yes.
Okay.
The other ones are way more fun. Like they're more fun. There's more laughable parts. And like, but I think, and it's younger because there's a lot younger people in it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think Channing Tatum was in one of them, right?
I can't confirm that. I don't remember Channing Tatum being in any of them.
Yeah, because I think that I haven't seen any of them, but I remember he was in one of them because he's supposed to be like the American version of the Kingsman.
Oh, then he would have been number 2.
Okay.
I don't remember, man, maybe I don't remember number 2. I remember Channing Tatum.
I could be wrong. I could be confusing him with somebody else, like old boy from Hardball.
Keanu Reeves?
No, the other dude. Hardball. Oh, Jesus, my bad. Moneyball.
Oh. Okay.
The dude from Moneyball and Superbad.
You know, I actually don't know his name. I know you're talking about. I just don't know his name.
Not Michael Cera, the other dude.
I know you're talking about. I just do not know his name. He was kind of heavy set, was working on his weight and stuff like that. Let's look him up. Let's look up Superbad. I feel bad. I never remember his name. Joshua Hill? Jonah Hill? No.
Jonah Hill. It could be Jonah Hill.
Let me see. Is it?
To confuse Jonah Hill with Jason Tatum. Channing Tatum is crazy.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, he's right.
Yes. Yeah, that was a good movie. Super bad. That was
I've always wanted to watch the Kingsman series. I just never made time for it.
I think they're like the first one. And so basically the third one, just loop it around. The third one is basically the origin story.
Oh, it's supposed to be a prequel?
Yeah, it's like a prequel to how it got started. That's why it takes place in such an older time. So it's how it all got started. And so ultimately it makes sense to how it got started, sort of. But yeah, it was just like, oh, okay, yeah, like it was overall a good movie. But to certain parts, it's just like, damn, like this person, that person, it was just
people get marked out, bro.
It was wild, bro. But anyway, I'm trying to give you as little as possible. I'm trying to give you as much as possible without ruining anything. I think I did a good job. Ultimately, I gave it a 7. It was cool. It was fun-ish. It's not like the other ones. Honest with you, I'll be honest. It's not like don't expect to be like the other ones. The other ones were like way different than how this one was.
I get you.
Which makes sense when you realize it's a prequel.
Yeah.
Okay, makes more sense because it was a more serious. Yeah.
Ready to talk about our favorite crackhead?
Let's talk about it. Damn, that's fucked up. That's right, what you said.
Is she not your favorite crackhead too?
She's not a crackhead, bro.
All right, we lying today. We're gonna go ahead and end this episode. I'm like, no. So we I feel like when you watch Euphoria, we're terrible people for watching it. Because like, why are we watching this show? But anyway, we watched episode 4 of Euphoria of the second season, and the ending is definitely one for the history books. I'm not gonna lie, like the way it ended, the imagery, the cinematography, and I don't say that word often.
That's a big one.
It's like, damn, like they really put a lot of work in like detail in this. Like every scene, every frame has like a specific purpose of what they're trying to convey to you as a viewer.
Yeah, it left you wondering. It left you wondering.
From like the end to like when they introduced Jules, because Rue was talking about how her love for Jules, and Jules, like they had her in different homage and different I can't think of what I'm looking for. Like referencing different pieces of art, not only art, but like basically like cinematography also and things like that too.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
that was interesting. Kind of pose. Yeah, that was very interesting.
Gave her the Frida look. Gave her the.
They did both of them. They did back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
They did the fucking Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
I think they even did King of the Hill. I could be wrong though. Probably confused with something else. But it just was like from that, it was like that's dope how he did that. The story itself is like it gets better and better, and there's a moment. Spoiler fucking alert.
Bring. Alert. Who says that?
You and Aaron, bro.
No, somebody. I swear Future says alert.
No, somebody said something and y'all just dramatize it to a whole different level.
Okay, if I look up and find that, he say alert.
He probably do. He says a lot of things.
Okay, no hate.
So spoiler alert. There's a scene where Rue basically she's mixing the uppers with the downers again, and
she really
was doing it, bro. And
she really was. Wow.
I'm not a drug person like that. Like I barely do weed, and so like whenever I hear or see someone actually like playing with like drugs, like for real playing with drugs, is crazy to me. And so like for her, she went to a whole different realm of life and like
or death. I don't know what this girl's doing.
Like where she went to, it opened up. So it opened up It opened up a different. I don't know. It opened up something. It opened up a door, and it was like, damn, like you kind of find out the reason why she does drug in the first place, which you kind of already knew, but you kind of reaffirm it.
Yeah.
It like she was so far gone that like she just on a different planet. It's like, damn, like
yeah. It was, and it was weird because in that moment, it was also very, as you're watching it also was like touching, like emotionally was touching.
Yeah.
Because you're like, damn, because you're seeing her, she got so high that she hit this point, this peak point, if you will. And then entered into this realm. And in this realm, she's like, she is almost back at her, almost at her innocent phase.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Almost at that innocent phase again of like, she was the version of her that didn't do and didn't abuse substance. She's a version of her that was just like that loved family. She's a version of her that was still the fun-loving girl and stuff like that. She was that version of herself again. It was or at least experiencing that version of herself.
Right.
It was very kind of. It was different to see that because for a while now, for most of the show, for most of season 4, she's just hasn't been she hasn't been emotionally open and accessible.
Yeah, because I think when season 2 starts off, she's back on her shit. Like she's on her shit. So you don't get a chance to see her sober again at all.
I think the last time we saw her sober was like 3/4 of the way in sober in season 1. After that, something happened and then she wasn't sober no more.
No, she relapsed on the end of the last episode of season 1. Huh? Yeah, that's when she relapsed. But
spoiler alert. Well, yeah, season 1. We talking about. Yeah, she because old girl left because she had told old girl that she kind of at one point was like, "You're the reason I didn't do it."
Right.
You kind of became you. She essentially said you became my drug.
Yeah.
So I didn't need to get high because I was high when I was with you.
And that responsibility, honestly, for anybody, but for somebody, especially in high school, it's a lot. Like I don't want to be your reason to live. Like,
right. Yeah. And then that person leaves, and then what? Boom, relapsed. And it was bad. And she's been on it ever since. Like, and you've been watching her throughout the whole season. You watch her get worse and worse.
Yeah.
And it's gradual. First, you don't think about it, but as I'm thinking back to where she was in the beginning, it's real bad. She's like, and so you're watching her just kind of go in this great decline and stuff like that, and burn bridges with people and stuff. And just when you on drugs like that and that kind of hardcore for that long, like you just start to do bad shit and you lose yourself.
So that's why I watch it. I want her to do better without having that real like rock bottom moment.
Right.
Yeah, right. It said it happens a lot of times. Like you don't hit rock bottom till you hit a real rock bottom. Like you get to the lowest of your low.
Right.
And you're like, I have to get out of this.
Yeah.
And like with the path that she's on, you know it's gonna happen. She's gonna hit a rock bottom, and then it's gonna be a level below that. And it's like, damn, like you really out here just.
What do you think is going to happen in this next episode? What do you think is happening right now to? Yeah, what do you think is going to happen next episode? Let's go with that. Our Euphoria predictions.
If I can only pick one, I don't know if I want to be optimistic or pessimistic. I've never been wrong when I've been pessimistic though.
Damn.
I'll go with my optimistic. Optimistically, I think that she's on drugs and her mom. Somebody comes home, and they see her like bugging out, and they're like, "Yo, like what the fuck are you on?" Like, and basically it starts the whole like fight all over again.
Right.
And that's why I'm hoping it's gonna happen. As far as her story goes, I don't want to spoil all the other ones, but as far as her story goes, I think that she gets caught on her shit because we saw her like moving around in the house. But we don't know if she was imagining that or if that actually what she was doing.
Right.
But I don't think that she's gonna get help. At least not at this phase. I think that she's gonna get help later. But like right now, like.
Do you think at the end of the day, do you think she's gonna die?
Yeah.
I think so too.
I think it's gonna be her ultimate her path.
I feel like at the end of the day, and I feel like what's gonna happen. I feel like to make matters even worse. I don't think she's going to die off the drugs. I think she's going to be cleaning up finally, but it's going to be too late.
Really?
That's what I think. I think it's going to be one of those situations where, like, she's finally on the right path, and bam!
Now, I think they'll hit you with the, that was in that fucking movie. Sorry. What was in that movie? It was Marlon Wayans, Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
It's an old movie, too. Dang, I can't think the name of it. But basically, the end of that movie was, the end of that movie was really dark. It's the point where like nobody came out unscathed.
Oh damn.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting. That's what the feeling I'm getting from this one. It's like nobody's gonna come out unscathed. Everybody's going through some shit, and like only way to like see a light in the tunnel is to go through the barbed wires and the roses with thorns.
Yeah. If she doesn't die, somebody real close to her, I think, is going to die. Is going to pay the price for her shenanigans. Does that make sense?
It does.
I think like somehow or another, something that she does is that someone's gonna try to save her. In the process of saving her, they gonna get killed, saving her life.
I was trying to think of who, because honestly,
probably her little sister.
But I feel like she written her off though. Like she didn't write her off, but it's like I can't keep believing in you.
Right, but that's the thing. It's gonna be finally to the point where like I'm finally going to try to believe in you again and try to be there for you, and it's gonna cost me, and it's gonna be like, wow. I just don't see this ending where like, okay, we did our thing, we hit the bottom, we're good. I just don't see that. Like somebody's going to die. I feel like someone has to pay that price.
For me, I knew she was bugged out when she was like, I have a plan.
Bro, her plan was not
That plan was stupid.
Her plan wasn't stupid if she knew what she was doing. Like
it was stupid.
I think the plan was like, because she wasn't wrong on certain aspects of the plan. It was just say you didn't have the actual resources to see the plan through. Like the plan itself was cool, but you didn't have the means to execute said plan. Therefore, the plan was like pointless.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you had the means and the demeanor to be like, yo, that's what we're going to do, and get this in place, you could have probably got that off. But you don't, and you won't, because you are your customer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you are your user. Like, you're your own pusher. Like, it's really bad.
That fucked me up. I was like, yo, like you ain't sell none of this. You got a suitcase full of shit. Not one.
And that's the thing. What happens when someone finds her? Because she's probably got the case open. They go
go through
her room looking for her stuff. They're gonna try to pack a bag for her. Cause let's say she lives. Let's say she's going through a process and she ends up living. She's gonna have to go to the hospital. They're gonna pack a bag for her wherever the fuck she go. They gonna go to pack a bag and they gonna be like, boom.
Yep.
They gonna find all this shit. They gonna dump it. They gonna get rid of it. They gonna shit a shit ton of stuff. They gonna get rid of it. Now she has to try to come up with.
Like this episode is gonna be a make or break for a lot of things that's gonna happen because like you said, depending on who finds her, is gonna make a big difference.
Yeah.
If it's family, she's a lot more things to worry about than her OD. If it's Jules, she's a lot more things to worry about than OD. If it's the homie, you may be okay. If it's Fez, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else besides those two?
Yeah.
Keep a receipt. I don't even know if that's what he says in Scarface.
You're stupid. This has been episode 194 of Cleaning Dishes. I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us. As always, you can find the podcast on Instagram at Cleaning Dishes. You can find it on TikTok at Cleaning Dishes Podcast. You can always check out the website at cleaningdishespodcast.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Fantastic. You can follow this guy at
T. Usreno Jr. on Instagram and Twitter.
You can also check him out on YouTube at Tofu Tommy, cooking part-time vegetarian. You can also check out the podcast on YouTube. We have a YouTube page. Just look up Cleaning Dishes Podcast and we'll pop right up. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. This is episode 194. Clean your hands, stay safe, stay healthy as possible, and clean your plate. Peace.
You can find me on St. Louis rolling them dub. Damn near 2 hours.